it's 22:13. Sunday, it's 10:13 p.m.
Okay,
Yeah.
On a typical Saturday, you look like a fun person. On a typical Saturday, ni nini ungekuwa unafanya sasa? Ungekuwa unapiga sherehe, unaanguka nayo, ama ungekuwa tu mtaani catching up maybe on a few TV shows and movies?
Not really, because right now we have started the winter season. It's a bit cold outside, so I'm normally an indoor person. I'll just be reading through because you have a lot of assignments, watching movies here and there, and then just calling it a night.
Okay, so and for those guys who are watching you for the first time, Sai Manze, tell them about your amazing journey until when you got to Germany.
Okay, my name is Fridah Onyango. I am a Kenyan. Currently, I reside in Erfurt, Germany. I am a master's student. I'm pursuing my master's degree in public policy at Wilbrand School, Wilbrand School of Public Policy at University of Erfurt. I was born and raised in Mombasa. So after high school, because I went to Star of the Sea High School. After that, I went to Pan University, where I did my bachelor's in education arts. Then after that, I started working at an NGO in Mombasa, and at the same time, I was also working as a part-time adult instructor at Vita. And then I was applying here and there because I always wanted to go to Europe to do my master's. That has always been my dream. So while I was still in Kenya, I was applying here and there schools, but unfortunately I was not able to secure one. But luckily in 2024, I got accepted in the school I am in right now, Wilbrand School of Public Policy. So I started my journey applying through the embassy and everything, and that was how I found myself in Germany. I came to Germany last year in October.
Now, last October is not a long time ago. So as someone who's a coastal baby, somebody from Pwani, where there's an idea that things are slower, apana stress. What was the transition from being in coast in Kenya to being in icy cold Germany so fast, especially saying you went in October, you went and found winter, pale?
Yeah.
What was that like for you?
Yeah. So when I got here, like you mentioned, it was really cold. So yes, I was expecting, because I had already done my research back at home, it was going to be cold, but the extent of the coldness, I did not expect it. But so far, so good. It has been nice adjusting. One thing about Germans, they are very time conscious. When a German tell you we meet at 10, it's exactly at 10. But back at home, when you say you're meeting with a friend at 10, it's like at 10, that is when you start your preparation, going to take a shower, thinking of what you're going to wear and all that. But here, when it's 10, it's actually 10. 10 or 5, if you're not here, they're like, okay, let's just meet another time, or we can just book an appointment. Because one thing about German, everything is about appointment. You cannot just wake up one morning and say, I want to meet with you, or maybe can we go hang out? No, you always have to book an appointment or tell someone prior to the time that you actually want to meet with them.
I mean, maybe it's a culture we should embrace. I don't know. Maybe timekeeping is something we should decide we are keeping as Kenyans 2026.
Yeah, it should be one of our goals.
Now, Germany is a country known to still have its language as, very part of its forefront. What has it been like to learn the language? How fluent are you? Are you learning in English? Are you learning in German? What is your situation with the German language now?
Okay, so my master's is in English, but our school offers Deutsch classes for internationals. So if you come, you don't have any Deutsch background, you don't know any of Deutsch, you can actually attend the classes which are being provided free by the university since you are a student there. So currently I am I'm doing my B1, Punkt 1 levels of Deutsch, so that is where I am currently. And it's actually nice. It's not easy, but at the same time it's also not hard. It's just a matter of being committed and hard work. So I just feel like as long as you want to know the language, you put a lot of work in on it, definitely you're going to be good and fluent at it. So I can't say I'm 100% fluent, but I can confidently say I'm 50% fluent.
We love that. And one thing also, I'm sure, you as you look like a fun person, you look like someone who is a vibe. Also, you look like a champion. Unakaa kama mtu ameshinda accolades. Unakaa kama mtu ameshinda some sorts of awards. Please talk to us about this amazing accolade that you got.
Okay, so let me start my journey back in Pan University. Like I've mentioned, I was pursuing my bachelor's in education. So my friends and I, since we are all doing education, we decided to do something that will benefit the community in Kilifi. So we came up with this Second Chance Adult Education Center, where we used to teach people, the locals of Kilifi, how to read and write and to continue with their education. And then when I graduated in 2019, unfortunately, I had to go back home. So I left the center, but since I had grown that passion of adult education, I went to Mombasa and I found the Directorate of Adult Education, and they said, yes, we do have a center at Vita, and it's still new. It's just started in 2018. If you want, you can join. And that was in 2019. So I went and joined Vita Adult and Continuing Education Center in 2019. As a part-time adult instructor, and I also was able to do a certificate course in teachers adult education. So what basically we do in Vita Adult and Continuing Education, we offer literacy classes to adults. We teach them how to read and write, and we help adults to complete their secondary education. So when I came to Germany as a first year, there's this unit known as social entrepreneurship. So let me just give you a small background. Social entrepreneurship, it's a type of entrepreneurship whereby it's a business, but a person is not fully focused on making money or profit. Yes, it is important, but at the same time, you are also focused on solving social problems in order to bring a positive impact to the society. So there was this competition, a business startup competition, whereby you could be funded for your social entrepreneurship project. So I decided to bring my project. That was a Vita Adult and Continuing Education Center, where I went and talked about it to the donors, and luckily I was among the 3 winners who got the funding, and the competition is known as a commitment award. So I got funding for my social entrepreneurship business.
That's so incredible. That's things I genuinely love to hear when you've been blessed to be in a position. It's all about giving back. I think we had said a few minutes ago, it takes a village. You are the village. So that's one. Thank you very much for keeping your impact back home. And my question sort of relates onto the same thing. There's so many different causes to support. Kenya is a home with many stories to tell. How did you decide that I'm going to focus on education, and not just education, but education to people who missed out on an opportunity, maybe when it was the correct time to do it? Why does that story specifically have a space in your heart?
Okay. So, like I've mentioned, back in Kilifi, when we had founded this Second Chance Adult Learning Center, we used to get a lot of adults who will come to us and speak to us. And as you know, the adults, they are shy, they are a bit, they feel bad, they cannot read and write. So someone will come to you, they're like, madam, can I talk to you? They'll pull you aside because they don't want to talk in front of you when other people, they can hear them. They're like, I cannot read and write, how can you teach me? Maybe I was unable to finish my secondary education because of one reason or the other. Like, how can I join back so that I can finish my secondary education and do my NEC exams? So that was the reason. The same thing that I came to Vita Adult and Continuing Education Center, I found the same thing. There are so many adults who actually want to know how to read and write, who want to finish their secondary education, and they feel really bad about it. So they come to us and say, how can you help us get that knowledge? And sorry, just to mention, I say that this is a social entrepreneurship project, which means we have the profit side and the non-profit side. So for our case at Vita Adult and Continuing Education, where we teach the adult is the profit side, because our adult learners pay tuition fee to come and learn, where we teach them how to read and write and to save for their secondary education. But on the other side, non-profit side, at Vita, we are near Jela Baridi prisons. So we normally go and teach inmates for free, so that once they finish their time in prison and they go out to the community, they actually have a background, or they can start from somewhere. For those who don't know how to teach to read and write, they now know how to read and write. For those who they sit for their secondary education, they have completed the secondary education, they can go back, start their own businesses, or actively engage themselves in economic activities.
That is so amazing, Fridah, manze. Congratulations to you. Manze, tunaku appreciate sana. And I usually say, and I always want all Kenyans, especially wale wako diaspora, wajue, the reason this show was started was because of Kenyans like you. Muko na grit, muko na resilience, munajituma, you know, and you also want to impact your own community, which of course talks a lot about you as a person. So thank you very much, Fridah, for, you know, taking yourself and making this possible. Alafu, unajua, in the course of doing this, you become a superhero. You know, wasomezoya Batman, Spider-Man swinging across buildings, but you on ground making sure, unajua, kila kitu iko A1, iko A-OK. And also, as you've been doing this, of course, I'm sure you've changed so many lives. And the good thing is that we have one of those people who have benefited from your hard work. And this is what they had to say.
Hello, my name is Amelia from Mombasa. I once joined Mvita SCB Center in the year 2020 to 2023, where I met Madam Fridah Akume, who was my English teacher. She was a very good teacher, a loving teacher who encouraged us to focus on our studies. At the end of my studies, I was able to attain a good grade, which enabled me to join my campus. Now I'm in my campus, which I'm doing my diploma. Thank you.
Fridah, unaona huyo ni one of the people you've changed lives. How do you feel?
I actually feel great. That was the reason why we actually started, or we are doing what we are doing at Vita Adult and Secondary Education.
Yes.
And just one something, if you can allow me to add, there is actually one of our students. His name is Samson. He also came, he wanted to complete his secondary education, of which he did. And then after that, he went ahead and joined Jomo Kenyatta University, Mombasa branch, where he did his diploma in financing, and he was able to graduate. Then after that, he went ahead and did his bachelor in the same course of finance. And actually this year, this December, Samson will be graduating. So when I hear such beautiful stories that we as a Vita Adult and Continuing Education have been able to change people's life, it actually feels nice, it actually feels great, and it gives me even more energy to actually keep going and never get tired to do what I do. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Fridah. And before we love and leave you, please, I want you to greet people. Nataka usalimia watu wote uliacha hapa mtaani, wale watu wote unakumbuka, all the students, wale backbenchers, walikuwa wanapiga makelele, wote wale. Alafu pia also the community that you're formed in Germany. I'm sure kuna watu wawili watatu ungependa kusalimia, so kindly send in your salams, mwalimu.
Okay, so let me start with Kenya. Kenya, I want to send my greetings to my family in Tuapa. I know they're watching me. My friends in Mombasa, in Nairobi, in Kisumu. But above all, I want to send my deepest greetings to my colleagues, Mr. Mwatela, Mr. Zablon, Mr. Juma, who are actually on the ground running Vita Adult and Continuing Education Center. What you are doing on the ground, because you're actually running the center. Thank you so much. I'm not taking for granted the work that you are doing in changing people's life, in changing the adults' life in Mombasa and in Coast region in general. And for people in Germany, I've met so many beautiful souls, beautiful people. I like to send my special greetings to my sister. I know she's watching me. She's also here in Erfurt in Germany. I'm sending my greetings to my fellow classmates who are also watching me right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sending greetings to Wilbrand School of Public Policy for accepting me, to give me a chance to come and study here public policy and actually achieve my dream of changing adult life back in Mombasa, back in my country, Kenya, where I come from. And thank you also to Diaspora Connect for giving me this opportunity to come talk about what we do back at Mvita. And anyone feel welcome. Whenever you're passing by Mombasa or Mvita, you can actually go pass through Mvita Adult and Continuing Education Center and see for yourself what we do and how we change people's life. And if possible, the prison people will allow us, the people in charge, you can also visit the inmate and see how we are changing the lives of the inmate also. Thank you.
And that's how it should always be. Asante sana mwalimu. Thank you very much. Hopefully we can link up with you again when you come back home. You know, that homecoming kind of feel. So thank you very much.
Definitely.
And enda Germany watese sasa. Thank you very much. That's right there, mwalimu Fridah all the way from Germany. Ushasikia story yake. Hopefully manzi amekupatia ile motisha. He has just put that fire in.